If you just joined us, this is The Press. We're reaching you live from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Now we have our next guest. He's Israel Fagbemigo. He is a journalist, and we'll continue with the conversation that we had earlier with Dr. Oluomo Mefor. It's good to have you on the show again.
It's good to have you. Good morning.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here once again.
Yeah, same here. All right, so now we're still talking about the elections, post-elections, and then with all that happened in Lagos, Rivers, and with the governorship elections, the presidential elections, the House of Assembly elections. Let's go to Lagos and start with all the comments made by the NURTW boss, MC Oluomo, before the elections, and even after the elections. We're still seeing some comments talking about the obedience and all that, and there was also some comments coming from Fani Kayode with regards to how Sanwo-Olu has won, and there was some other comment coming from Festus Keyamo saying that Desmond Elliott has won the children, and all that comments coming forth. With all that happened, and then the voter apathy, the voter suppression, all that happened, yet you still have the Lagos CP saying that there was no voter apathy, no voter suppression. Let's get your thoughts on all that happened during the elections.
Yes, I think those statements are most condemnable and thoroughly unguided. I feel that particularly from when MC Oluomo speaks, I don't think anybody should take it seriously.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why so?
Because what do you expect? One, he doesn't stand in by any standard of measuring quality living and life in society, except for the undue promotion that the political patronage has given to him. He doesn't stand anywhere.
Isn't that supposed to be a reason why you should, when the police hear him say something, they should actually check and check again?
The police will not check because he is a major stakeholder, is considered as a major stakeholder among the non-state actors who help the police to stabilize in Lagos. Because the truth is, the capacity of the Nigerian police is limited. So the more friends among the non-state actors that they have on their side, the safer their jobs are. So it is not every security matters that they come to the pages of the newspaper and the TV to discuss. In most of the cases, they have their meeting point. So the police will not just go all out for him, because to arrest Oluomo is to also try and invoke fresh crisis across board. So it's part of the security tactics to just try and accommodate even the most notorious among the anti-security non-state actors, to make them feel that we are both stakeholders in the security of the community and whichever immediate society you are policing. But be that as it may, I feel that I'm most disappointed in the comments of the political elites. Somebody of the status of Festus Keyamo, SAN. Well, he has a legendary record in unguided choices of words and use of gutter words. So it's not totally honest. It's unexpected from him. But I feel that Keyamo, being an SN, should respect more his status and be able to guide his utterances. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the Labour Party caucus, if there's anything like that, give them the day, as far as I'm concerned.
How do you mean?
Because if you see there are talks, voter suppression, beatings across a number of polling units, there are over 350,000 polling units in Lagos. If the people are determined, there is no how you can have talks in all the 350,000 polling units. If the people are really determined, there's no how you can. At least there were records of places they went to, and they were chased away by ordinary dogs, security dogs. That's to tell you that the power of the so-called bad boys is not as much as people elevate them to be. There were places where they went to and they made big walls because people protested. In fact, there was a place there was a report I watched online where one of them was probably gunned down or lynched and he was on the floor, almost lifeless. So I feel that those statements are thoroughly unguided. But of course, you know, politicians, whatever pays them is what goes. They are less concerned about whether or not there's stability in the system. They are less concerned about whether or not the process is seen to be seen by all. What is important to them is to take power.
They win.
So it's not unexpected from some, but it's most disappointing from the person of Festus Keyamo.
Now let's talk about Lagos State. With all that happened before the elections, we saw how the governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, was here, there, and everywhere. He was at some point a mechanic, he was a footballer, he was a skip maker, he was an usher in church. And then some people said, did he actually know that he was going to win before all of that? Because now he has been announced that he has been re-elected. And then you have the governorship candidate of LP coming out to say that he is not going to accept and is not going to shake hands with him accepting that win or that victory because of the widespread violence that happened in the area. Also, would like you to two questions I'd like to ask you, and I'd like to unbundle them in one breath. That's one on the side. And then secondly, talking about the Oro Festival that happened at that time, a lot of people have said it was mostly more of the reason why you have voter apathy, especially in Lagos. Do you agree or not?
The Oro Festival didn't have anything to do with voter apathy. People didn't want to come out. That's the truth. Because the Oro Festival happened within the vicinity of the kings. It's not everywhere in Lagos. And the Oro Festival stopped on Friday. So that's not a reason for people to come out, for people not to come out. The challenge is, you see, winning elections is not about who is most popular. It's more about who has the most motivated set of supporters on election day. And as far as that election was concerned, the most motivated were the Aborigine APC supporters.
So you're technically saying that the Labour Party candidates
they gave them the day. That's why I said, I started from saying they gave them the day. They gave them the day because, you see, power don't fall. Is only on very unexpected or unusual circumstances that power fall on people. You take power. Like what happened 3 weeks ago in the presidential election. Power fell on a number of persons who didn't expect it. Yes, but that doesn't happen every day. It only happens once in a while. And before that will happen again, maybe it will take decades. Because I'm sure that even Obi himself, if he comes out next 4 years, he will not get up to half of the vote he has gotten.
Okay.
Because they have not managed their victory. I expected them to be able to consolidate on the win they had. So
but they consolidate on that. Even in the governorship elections, we had some people that you've never heard of before becoming governors and House of Assembly representatives.
Well, I have not seen any governor declared in favor of LP.
So since you're saying now that they have not consolidated on the wins they had during the presidential, I would want you to throw more light on that your submission.
You see,
before you go ahead, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. Okay, go ahead, please.
You see, what people have to understand generally about mobilizing for election is when people say structure is important. Structure is not only important by saying you have a party chairman, you have elected members, we have people with big names in the political. That's not what structure means. Structure means that you have people at every unit who can say, for all that may happen in this unit, I am for so party. And whatever will happen, I am going to stand for so party. That is where the structure is needed. Now, the challenge with them is, the Labour Party came with 3 tendencies. The tendencies of the disgruntled elements from the NSAS struggle, the tendencies of the people from Southeast who feel is their turn to become president, and the tendencies of the church who feel aggrieved by the Muslim ticket of Bola Tinubu, where some pastors went all out and even went out of order to turn their pupil to campaign grants for the LP aspirants. But that said, you will discover that when people are joined, not necessarily by the same ideology and the same purpose, but by just to express grievances, by the time they go all out, whether or not, even when they get it, even when they get what they want, they still are not able to consolidate or manage it. But in this case, they didn't even get what they want. So a lot of them feel, and you know, they are mostly first-time voters. They feel that once they go all out, you feel that your vote is counted, your emotion is counted, your strength is counted, your social media post is counted. So you feel like you have about 10 votes to yourself alone when you only have one. So when they went all out and the thing didn't go their way, all of them felt discouraged. And that's not unexpected of first-time voters. It's not unexpected. You know, they are very emotional. And I said it, and I've continued to repeat it. Even till now, they are still more emotional than reasonable. But of course, it's not unexpected of first-time voters and newcomers in the political system. What I would have expected them to do is to consolidate on those wins. Whatever they have, let them bring it together and say, what can we start from here?
For 2027? For
2027, because the truth is, Bola Tinubu has been declared president-elect today. He started working for that more than 30 years ago.
Now, someone actually said, I think it was Bishop Hassan Kuka, who said that Bola Tinubu and one other former president, that's Nnamdi Azikiwe, they're the only two leaders that really prepared for being become Nigeria's president. Do you agree?
You see, the truth is, I know that to become a good leader, you need two things. Basically, two things. To become a leader that is worthwhile and will leave some good marks in the face of history. Number one, you need a good head and you need a good heart. If you have a good head,
what does good head mean?
Thank you. If you have a good head, it means that you have the level of intellect, the level of intuition, the level of exposure to make things work just the way they are supposed to work in the favor of the people. You know what policies to put in place to make the people smile. You know what government rules and regulations to put in place. You know how to enforce them. That's the good head. Now, to have the good heart is to have the willingness to make it work. As in, to feel the pulse of the people, to feel that the people should do better. Now, if in the place where there is no combination of these two, there's always problem. For the case of Buhari, is a lack of good head.
Interesting.
Yes, it's a lack of good head. He most likely had the good heart,
the intentions to do
it well, but the good head is not there. And unfortunately, he's somebody who is beyond his immediate cabal, not open to ideas.
Let's quickly take this call before we continue. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
As usual, I came calling from Lagos.
I came from Lagos. You have 60 seconds, please. Go ahead.
Yes, another good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. Go ahead.
All right. Please give me just maybe 1 minute. Let me explain something here. You see, in Nigeria, we just have to love ourselves. That's just the truth. We are different. We should agree with that. But that love has to come. But there is one point I want to bring out here. You see, religion and tribalism, I don't know how we are going to do away with it. But let me analyze something so that I can tell you the reason why APC won Lagos State yesterday. So it started from Mr. Peter Obi's election. Understandably, Asiwaju picked a Muslim ticket. Now, when Mr. Obi was doing his campaign all around, which is very visibly people can see it, going to churches and all places like that. And even some churches, we could listen, we could hear the kind of preachings they are making. Ever in the history of Yorubas anyway, they always tend to vote for their own despite religion or whatever. But this time around, it changed. Okay? So in Lagos State, to be precise, more of Yoruba and more of outsiders, okay, voted for Peter Obi. And that is one of the main factors that made Peter Obi to manage to secure Lagos State with those votes. Not only Lagos State, Matthew, it cut across to the northern part, especially the central part of Nigeria, where you have more of Christians, okay? Also, some of them over there, because of the Muslim ticket that they see in Atuwaju, not necessarily because they don't like Atuwaju, but because of that Muslim ticket. That is why you see it will be triumphing in those parts of central parts of the country.
All right.
So, this, let me learn. So, these are the basic, okay, reason why. And that is why Atuwaju also gets some support from the north. So, finally, in Lagos State, now for APC to have won, those ones that voted for Peter Obi are getting this. Now they have now make a determination, just like your analyst just said. At least if you want to celebrate, want to do something, you do it logically. But they're seeing it as if it's like this. Let me not mention that aspect. But the fact is that people that voted for Peter Obi, they've made their decision. They are voting for someone. I don't even forget that someone also is a Christian. Okay. So let's Mefor, we should not forget about it. It's a determination from Lagos State. There's nothing like other city or whatever. So these people can view other states. Everybody is there. There are every manipulation that is going on there. There are other states. So because you are concentrating on only Lagos, we feel it as if you want to tarnish our image. That's just we are determined to vote for.
All right, thank you, Akin, for your
thank you
so much for your contribution. All right.
So I was talking about Buhari. That was Buhari's challenge. But in the case of Tinubu here, he has a good head. He has proven it in his private businesses. He has proven it in his profession. But whether or not he will have a good heart will be proven in the next few months, according to his decisions and in his policies in government. Because the truth is, the politicians know what they want. Only them know what they want. And in most cases, what they want is not always in tandem with what the people want. What the people want. So whether or not he has a good heart to write his name in gold in the next few months, in the history of Nigeria, will be proven in the next few months. Okay, now just I know our time is fast spent, but in 30 seconds, there were elections across various states in Nigeria, but there seems to be special attention in the Lagos gubernatorial election, from the gubernatorial to the State House of Assembly and all other elective positions in Lagos State. Why is this so? Of course, because of the unexpected, unusual result that happened in the presidential election, and of course, because the elite youths who were mostly first-time voters are concentrated in Lagos. So they make it louder than it is in most of the cases, and that's why you see that most of those cases of voter suppression, attack by bad boys, attack by thugs, they were in very few numbers, very few polling units during the elections, but they still went very loud. So that's to tell you that there's a lot of concentration in Lagos because, number one, because of what happened, people were expecting to see what would happen next. Then number two, because most of the first-time voters who feel that they now have a stake in the system are concentrated in Lagos. All right. So that's the challenge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fagbemigo, it's been a wonderful time having this talk with you. Thank you very much. It's been nice being with you too. Thank you so much. All right, viewers, that's where we end this show. Thank you so much for calling, and those who tuned in, we appreciate your calls and your tuning in. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next time. From the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Annabel Orji. And I am Francis Adeniyi. Do well to have a beautiful day ahead.